There are always some underlying deep rooted traumas due to which addiction comes in as a coping response. We believe that addiction is a family disease, so we use the same format for the family as addiction itself. It's very isolating, so we want to break that barrier, and the intention of this kind of support is to help the client feel safe in the environment that they are living in. Hello everyone, this is Mariam from Trauma Release and Wellness Center. I am the head of our addiction department and also a therapist. So today the intention of this video is to take you guys through the roadmap of what addiction treatment looks like at TRWC. We have an outpatient 3-month addiction treatment program which is formed on trauma-informed principles. So before we start going into the details of the program, I do want to share that our approach towards addiction is that we don't see it as a problem itself, but it's a solution to a problem. So there are always some underlying deep-rooted traumas due to which addiction comes in as a coping response. So with that understanding, our program is also heavily influenced by the work of Dr. Gabor Maté, my personal favorite. And so before we go into addressing the core issues jinki wajah se addiction has come into a person's life, before addressing those, we first build on the resources of the client. We build on their capacity. So we help them regulate and feel empowered before going into the main work. So it's like building an armor before going to the war zone. So this is basically what the program is about, and I'm going to be taking you through the step-by-step process of what each month entails. So we take recovery one step at a time, and the first month is all about helping the client increase their capacity and resources to handle the current challenges that they're facing. This work is also done on an individual level, but it's also, we do believe that addiction is a family disease, so we use the same format for the family as well. So both the family and the client can get resourced before they go into the main work, which really helps in building that foundation for regulation for them. And it also creates a lot of safety because we focus on the resources and the strengths before going into the core issues, and that gives them that armor before going into the war zone. So once the client's capacity and the family's capacity has increased and they feel resourced, uske baad we go towards the second month of the program, which is the intervention phase. So now this is in the second month we really go into addressing those deep core issues by using different interventions. So for the client individually, they go through their own intervention to process their own unresolved things, and then for the family, that's similar support is required. One of the many interventions that we use is EMDR. We also use NET. So this is basically the main war zone that we have prepped for in the first month. So different interventions are used, and we just make sure that the whole process, the client and the family go through this whole process as safely as possible. They recall their experiences and metabolize the underlying emotions with those experiences, but they don't have to relive it. So this is where the main work happens. I do want to say that this stage, the second month, does feel a little challenging because this is where you're addressing the core issues, but with the right kind of resourcing and the support for family, we have seen that this process can be a lot more safer. Once that is done, we move towards the third month of the program, which is now all about resourcing for future. So it's like preparing for the future, both for the family and for the client themselves. We focus on consolidating and operationalizing their resources, because stress is going to be a part of the life, sometimes big, sometimes small. So we really want to empower them and set them up for success, and hence the resourcing continues until the end of the sessions and at the end of the program. So we really focus on consolidating the resources that they've developed, and how they can use them in their future. That's something that we discuss. Throughout all these 3 months, client is involved and they participate in 10 sessions each month. The family also participates. The reason why being the family being there is very crucial, because we live in a collectivistic culture, and addiction itself, it's very isolating. So we want to break that barrier, and the intention of this kind of support is to help the client feel safe in the environment that they are living in. This is also the reason why we have an outpatient program, because we don't want to isolate the person. Our intention is to help them engage with the environment and integrate healing in their daily life, rather than isolating themselves. So that is how our program works. I do want to say that recovery is possible, even though it is hard. It's not all rainbows and butterflies, but with the right kind of interventions, with the right kind of support and resources, it is achievable. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any other queries, any further information that you need about the program, feel free to get in touch with us.